ones, this is Ro, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, I'm glad you decided to come back. And today we're doing a first for the channel, which I finally am getting around to doing one, and that is a movie review. Yesterday I went and saw The Witch. It's called The Witch, a New England Folktale. And, well, I got a few things to say about it. I know initially there was a lot of pushback from the witchcraft and pagan community on this movie because they expected it to be another one of those, oh, the evil witch and blah, 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 and be really stupid and stuff. But I actually found it came out really, really well. It was very interesting. The movie really focused a lot towards the old-fashioned Puritan sort of idea of what they expected witchcraft to be and what they expected witches were. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but there might be just a few. So, if there's going to be a spoiler, I'll put a little pop-up saying, spoiler alert, so if you don't want to hear something, you can just skip past it in the video until it comes back to no longer spoilers. But in old New England, back in the days of the Puritans, they belief in witchcraft was not the same as the modern ideal of witchcraft, or the modern idea of witchcraft, which is more of a neo-paganistic, goddess worship, earth worship sort of thing. It was very much, they believed that witches were, they worked for the devil. They believed that witches were evil and that they were in league with Satan, and the Puritans had very strict view on how they saw that. There was a particular book that was put out that described, that they meet the devil at night out in the woods, and they sign his black book, and, sell their soul to the devil, and in turn they get all these powers, and they could fly, and blah, 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 blah. And, of course, modern day witches and stuff just look at it and roll their eyes. And it's understandable. I'm a pagan, and I roll my eyes at that kind of stupid shit, too. But you got to understand, in the time that and in those particular times, that was the belief. That was what the church had told these people, and that's what they believed was happening. And the movie is set, of course, in New England, and I'm making this video, oddly enough, on March 1st, which was the day that the actual witch trials in Salem started. It was the first day of the witch trials. And a lot of the same stories and stuff like that were coming up at the witch trial was the same sort of thing that was being portrayed in the movie The Witch. Now, in the movie, I'm just going to give a little paraphrasing of, kind of what it's about. You have a very strictly religious family, and they are even more strictly religious than the rest of the Puritan colony plantation where they were living at. So they decide, we're going to leave, we're going to move out, we're going to go start our own farm somewhere else. So they all move away, and they try to start a new farm and start a new life where they can practice their particular brand of Christianity undisturbed. Which is what a lot of the Puritans and stuff came to the United States, or came to the North American colonies at that time to do, so they could practice their religion peacefully. But in the movie, of course, things start going bad. The baby goes missing, and the children are acting strange, and their crops are failing, and these were all very typical written signs of witchcraft in those days. So, as the movie progresses, you get to see how much, how very, I guess in a way, odd the particular puritanical religious beliefs were, that were basically that everybody was a sinner. It didn't matter if you were a newborn baby onwards, that anybody could be a witch, and you could not know you were a witch. You could be, and I always found that a little strange, but you know, there's a lot of information you can look up online, or if you ever are in New England, go to Salem, go to the don't go to the witch dungeon museum bullshit, because they're just going to give you some basic, super basic, somewhat wrong information. It's just more of the hyped up tourist stuff. Actually, go to the Tourist Center Historical Society building. Is over by this big parking garage, very easy to find, and they actually have a video that you pay like $5 and you get to go watch this little movie, and it talks about the actual historical information of about the Puritans and the witch trials and the puritanical beliefs on God and religion and witchcraft and stuff like that. But anywho, I digressed. Let's get back to the movie. The movie, I felt, was very, very well done. It had a very dark feel to it. If you're expecting like a super gory type horror movie, you're going to be disappointed. It's not that kind of movie. It is a movie that is explaining, in a way, the old puritanical belief in witchcraft and how one family that is being attacked by said type witches or witch is trying to deal with it. I have my little computer over here, so I have all my information and stuff on the characters and stuff like that, because I got no memory. I got a really bad memory for names. So the most of the story really revolves around the daughter Thomasina. Or Thomasin, sorry, not Thomasina, Thomasin. And she's the eldest daughter, and you know, she's of course a teenager and is slightly kind of rebelling, and you know, but not very much. You know, she very much loves her family, and she loves her, you know, father and her mother and her siblings, and she's trying to help out, and all this bad stuff starts happening around her. So of course the family becomes suspicious of her, thinking that she is the witch. And you know, then there's the father, who is William, and William is I would say, extremely religiously strange. It had held very much to the fact that everybody was a sinner, even the children were sinners, and babies were sinners, and, you know, the baby goes missing, and, oh, is the baby dead, you know, and dad's like, oh, well, you know, we don't know if the baby's in hell or not, you know, that's up to God. Very puritanical. But, anywho, the story progresses forward, and you know, more and more bad things are happening, and one of the other children goes missing, and then he turns back up, and he's been bewitched, and he's, you know, having like seizures and screaming and talking in tongues and stuff like that. And when that starts up, then the two youngest children, the little twins, start basically doing the same sort of thing. And it just escalates and escalates and escalates. And at this point, I'm trying not to do too many spoilers. I don't want to explain the whole movie to you, because I really think you should go out and see this movie. But it also has a lot of I don't know how to explain it. There's like there's a lot of sexual undertones. But there were a lot of sexual undertones in the Puritanical Society that most people don't talk about or don't realize was really there. There's the budding sexuality of the daughter and of the son, of the oldest son, and the mother, and the mother's kind of nutsy, and you know, it's a lot going on in the movie. It's not a fast-paced movie. It's very slow, but it builds up. And as it's going along, you're starting to wonder, you know, what's really going on. Who's really the witch? Is there really a witch in the woods? Is it the daughter? Then, you know, things escalate to the point, and here's where I'm going to put the spoiler alert. Alright, and now, if you don't want to watch any more, and get spoiled, then skip past this. I'll put another little block up saying the spoilers are over. The one son goes missing, and he shows back up. Or while he's missing, he comes across a cottage in the woods where there's a witch, and she seduces him, and you see him just vanish. And then later in the movie, the oldest daughter claims that, or starts listening to what the twins are saying, that the black goat that the kids called Black Phillip was talking to the children, was talking to the two littlest children. And she, of course, so she asked them, did you make a pact with Black Phillip? Is he really the devil? And the children really don't respond, but throughout the movie, they're talking about how, Black Phillip says you're the witch, and Black Phillip says this and that, and, they're getting information from this black goat. And in puritanical society, black goats and black cats and any kind of black animals had a high potential to be agents of Satan. So while the daughter is questioning the children, they've been locked in the barn because their father thinks that the daughter is a witch, and that the children are being bewitched, either being bewitched by her or witches themselves. So he locks them in the barn with the goat, and then suddenly appears the actual witch. And it's very much a stereotypical witch for the Puritan type design of what they thought a witch would be, of an old hag with long scraggly hair and stuff. And she's really super cool. I freaking love the witch. I thought she was very, very interestingly done. And so the girl, or the witch, attacks. They don't show you the witch attack. It just kind of blacks out, and then the daughter wakes up, and the children are missing. The two youngest children are missing, and the goats are all dead except for Black Phillip, and the barn's in shambles, and then like the goat attacks her father and kills her father, and then the mother, who's already going insane because the baby went missing and she thinks the oldest daughter is a witch, attacks the daughter. Daughter kills mom, and then goes and makes a pact with Black Phillip. She goes and talks to the black goat, who transforms. You don't see the transformation, but you see it, hear the dark demonic type whispering, and there's the book, and you need to sign your name to the book. And then you see a person walk behind, and it was believed by the Puritans that the devil would appear in the guise of like black goat or a black cat or something like that, and would transform into the devil to seduce women to sign his book. So she signs the book, strips naked, goes off into the woods and meets the other witches, and we got to the end of the film. Okay, spoilers over. And okay, back to the tone of the movie. Like I said before, it is not a very fast-paced movie. It's a slow kind of growing sense of unease, of horror, of what's going to happen. It has a feel similar to something like you would expect from like one of the better M. Night Shyamalan movies, where you don't know really what's going on, but you're wondering, there's all this weirdness happening, and you're trying to figure out what's going on with the people, and is there really something out there, or is there not something really out there, or what's really happening. And I think it cinematically, it was done very, very well. I like the dark overtones. I like the sexual overtones. I like the sexual undertones. I like how it has a feel that something is very, very wrong, but nobody really knows why this is happening. And then, of course, the ending happens, and it's a big surprise. I didn't expect the ending to come out the way it was. It wasn't a twist ending like an M. Night Shyamalan movie would have, but it was a surprising ending. I was talking to my roommate on our way home from watching the film, and I said it kind of felt like if you had a M. Night Shyamalan movie with a Rob Zombie type ending. And really, it was that really kind of sums up the feel, at least for me, of what The Witch was like. If you're interested in the odd, very old-fashioned supernatural type movies, I think you would enjoy this. If you're interested in history, I think this would also be a movie you would enjoy. Of course, I would say first go look up some of the old information on how the Puritans saw witchcraft. You can, I believe, Cotton Mather's wrote a book back in the day. Literally, he wrote one as well, and the people that wrote the book on witchcraft and how the devil seduces women and what they can do and witches can do and stuff like that. So if you're interested in historical stuff, I would say look up his book. Go and look up the actual good information on the Salem witch trials, not the sensationalized touristy junk, but the actual good information. And there are records that are available online of diary documents and stuff like that about what happened to the trials, because a lot of that is reflected very strongly in this movie, because this movie is based off of that idea of that form of satanic witchcraft that the Puritans believed was how things went. If you don't like slow horror movies, if you don't like or if you like the slasher type, there's a monster chasing people, this is probably not the movie for you. But if you're like me and you like supernatural movies and you like suspense and the build up and Silent Hill 2-esque, kind of growing unease and growing horror, I think you would really like this movie. And on that note, I'm going to end the babbling. So thank you very much, and I'm hoping maybe the next time I do a movie review, I'll be a little more concise on what I'm saying. But if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see other movie reviews or TV reviews or whatever, just leave a comment down in the comment section. I am happy to answer anything, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you would, I would highly appreciate any favorites, shares, likes. These sort of things helps out small YouTubers like myself. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you get to keep up on what's happening on the channel and get to know when new videos are coming out. And on that note, I'm going to end it. So, okay, I will see you next time, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.